Hey guys, it's Lauren. Right off the bat, this is my editing Instagram and you should go follow it if you don't already. So I think a little bit over a month ago, I did a video where I answered your guys' most frequently asked After Effects questions, and these were very specific to like After Effects and troubleshooting issues on that program. But since then, I've gotten a lot more broad questions about editing in general, and these more pertain to like running an Instagram editing fan page. So I'm gonna be answering some of those today. First question that I get asked so much is how do you export the video from your computer to your phone? So I just airdrop it, it's super simple. I'll show you how to do it right now. So you basically just go to the video and go to the little share option and click on airdrop and then just send it to your phone. But if this doesn't work for you, you can always iMessage the edit to yourself or just email it to yourself. I used to message it to myself for like a year and it messes up the quality like just a little bit, but it's not any sort of like noticeable difference. So if you can't airdrop it, you can just do that. Another question that I get asked a ton is how do you post your edits in such good quality? So in regards to the actual posting process of the edit, I don't do anything different from anyone else. I send it to my phone and just post it. Sometimes I'm connected to my Wi-Fi and other times I'm connected to my cellular data only, and it doesn't make a difference which one I'm connected to. But to make your edit really good quality before you even post it, you have to make sure you have a really sharp coloring. So using Magic Bullet Looks, you should add the effect pop into your coloring and just increase it. I go from anywhere between like 30 and 60.
Along with pop, I also recommend adding exposure, and I increase this around plus 1.6. These can both be found in the subject category under tools.
And it just makes it a lot sharper and it adds a lot of contrast for a more high definition edit. Another question that I get a lot is, do your friends and family know about your editing account? So yes, both my friends and family do know about my account. My parents know that I have Instagram and YouTube accounts where I post edits. They don't know my usernames because I know they would just stalk me, but I think they're pretty proud of me. They think it's very fascinating how I kind of built up an audience. In regards to my friends, they do know about my account and they actually follow it. I follow them back. It's not like a secret in my life, but it's also not this like defining characteristic. Like they think it's cool and everything, but we don't talk about it like a ton. And I think the underlying question with this question is, do people make fun of you for it? No, I've never gotten made fun of for editing. Maybe it's just because I'm 17, so we're all mature now. I think the natural reaction if someone finds your account and is like scrolling through your edits and laughing is to like laugh along with them or just be like, yeah, that's so stupid, I just do it, whatever. But I don't think anyone should feed into that. I think just try to explain to the person like this is a hobby like anything else, and it's honestly like a very impressive skill to be able to edit. So there's no reason you should like deflect or act like it's stupid or anything. Next question is, how do you get motivation for your edits? So I just go to my account and I start looking through the comment sections on all of my old edits, and I just start seeing like all that praise and sorry, my edit's rendering. I just see all that praise and like everyone saying like how good this is and how they were so inspired by said edit. That like encourages me to like do it again. Like I want to post another edit so I can have another comment section of people being so sweet and people being inspired by this edit. So honestly, the feedback I get from my audience is the main motivator. So if you're feeling unmotivated, I would recommend going to one of your comment sections where you know there's a ton of good and positive comments and just read the comments. That'll just make you want to edit and post it as soon as you can. So along with getting that motivation, a lot of people have asked me, how do you get inspiration for the edit itself? So 99% of the time I will choose the song first, and based off the song I'll have the concept for my edit. So to find the right song, I just go into my Apple Music library and I just go through the songs that I've been listening to lately and just choose the perfect one. If I can't find it in my Apple Music, I'll just go on YouTube and look up slowed and reverb songs, or I'll just go to like throwback playlists for old songs that I used to listen to. Okay, so once you have your song, you should probably have your concept as well. So making the bass shouldn't be so hard. The hard part is when you finally have to add transitions, I know. So basically what I do is whenever I'm on Instagram looking at edits, I save the edits that I really like and look at the transitions that I think are super interesting and take note of those. I have a folder on Instagram called Inspo, so I can just refer to that whenever I'm kind of stuck on what transition to do. But what happens most of the time is that I'll just be going about my day-to-day life and I'll just think of a transition combination in my head that I think would look really good. And honestly, I'll just jot the combo down in my notes. Like if you look at my iPhone notes, it's just like scale, wipe, a 3D transition. But I think this is such a good idea because I feel like a lot of us get inspiration when we least expect it. So when you get that spark of inspiration, make sure to take note of that so you can use it in the future. So the last thing I do, and I hope this doesn't sound weird, I sit there, I close my eyes, I play the audio, and I just imagine what I want the edit to look like. So if you have this really good mental picture like from the get-go of what you want it to look like, it will make doing your transitions so much easier. And I know 99% of you, when you're in like a mall or a a grocery store. When you hear a song playing, you can imagine an edit in your head. Do not tell me otherwise. So why not translate that into when you're making an edit? Just listen to the song, let the edit run in your head, and there's that. I know a huge problem Instagram editors face is that they'll be in the midst of making an edit, but they just get stuck. They don't know what transition to do next. And then they say, I'm just gonna take a 5-10 minute break, and then they never return to the edit. Well, if you already know exactly what you're gonna do because you visualized it in your mind, you won't have to take any breaks. Another question that I get a lot is, how long does it take me to make an edit typically, and do I do it in just one sitting? I would say like 8 hours. I like to make really long edits. I really don't loop my edits. Also, I take a long time with my bases because I want to make sure I have like the perfect clips. Also, is this in one sitting? Yes, it is in one sitting. Once I start editing, especially if it's like midnight or 1 in the morning, I cannot stop. Like, I just have to finish it there. Another question that I get a lot is kind of the manner in which I edit. Like, how do you like set yourself up so that you can literally sit there for 8 hours without like getting bored? I used to edit on my bed, but I just stopped doing that recently because what I would do is I'd do a string of transitions, then I'd go on TikTok for like 10 minutes and then transitions, TikTok, whatever. And I found that editing on a desk is so much better. You can't really like get as comfortable as you would in a bed, which kind of keeps you from getting tired or like lazy. Also, it makes me feel like very professional for some reason. It almost makes it feel like the edit is like a school assignment I have due and that I have to get it done like tonight. Next question is making friends and staying safe in the editing community. Honestly, you just have to like go comment on their edits, comment something lighthearted, funny, and you really just have to show your personality. A lot of people have inquired about like how to not come across as like weird or creepy, and I think the only manner in which you can come off that way is if you're doing some like cringy self promo. I mentioned this in my last video, but if you're like, hey girly, please follow me, people will probably be annoyed, not gonna lie. So yeah, honestly, just be yourself, comment on videos. No one's gonna find you weird for like complimenting them. Another approach that I don't think you should necessarily take is commenting on someone's video and being like, do you want to be internet best friends? Because I feel like that leads way to a friendship that's kind of forced. I feel like the conversation would be strained that way if you're having a conversation with the intent to become best friends. The second one, in regards to editing drama, you really just have to allow yourself not to get too invested with like a certain person or like character. Like, just respect everybody's opinions. At the end of the day, just because someone like ships Barchi and you ship Bughead doesn't make them a worse person. It is not a probable cause to fight over. And I think another important aspect is that I've never been in like a huge editing group chat, and although those can be like super fun, that right there breeds drama. Like, if you have a ton of editors in one chat, if you're in that situation, I would just leave and just try to keep like a close, tight-knit group of friends. Another question that I get a lot is how I got into editing. Short story, I just really like different shows and characters, and I just wanted to make cool edits. Long story is that when I was really young, I moved from a very urban area to a very suburban area that was predominantly white, and I think it's kind of obvious that I'm not fully white. So it was definitely like a culture shock, and I'm just acknowledging this like now at this time in my life that was a very uncomfortable transition for me. Although I was kind of sociable and outgoing, I definitely always felt like out of place. And so with that, when I was in like 2nd or 3rd grade, I started a YouTube channel where I reviewed my Monster High dolls because it was like a different outlet where I could just be myself, and there was really like no fear of judgment. And from there, a long series of hyperfixation started on celebrities, fictional characters, TV shows that I obviously still have today. And so it all started with YouTube, then I started going into Instagram fandoms, and that just eventually led to me editing. In the past, I'd only done photo editing, so I wanted to try something new. Another question is how I found the balance between editing and school. So I feel like this is a given, but school is always first, guys. If you are up to your neck in work and like need to study for a test, don't even think about making an edit. What I usually do is I just find some time during the weekend to make an edit. Saturday morning is a great time for me personally. So that's all for this video. I hope I adequately answered your guys' questions, and continue to comment video requests down below. Bye!